Hi everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token Channel. Hope you're having a great time. And we're here at hex.com, and of course we're going to get started straight away with the update for day 714, hot off the press, just published about 2 minutes ago. So let's go. All right, so here we are, day 714, the 15th of November 2021. We've got a timestamp after 24 hours of 23.35 cents, and that's down a minus 4.4%, so 4.4. And of course, it's 3 days in a row. We had 2 spectacular days, of course. Before that, 31.614, we just got a bit of reduction. Now, this was in line with what I said after we'd have this big move that we would get a bit of price sell-off. That's just what happens so often. Not all the time, but so often. All right, so return on investment. Let's go here. We got 4,138 X, and of course, payout per T-share 5.78, just above average, but pretty close to average. And the T-share price 4,552. So obviously cheaper to get T-shares today. I keep saying it. So there we are. And the share rate 19,487. Another dot day. Wow, wow, wow. After our huge day of 184, we've had a couple dot days. Doesn't mean the parabolic's not still in play. The chart's still showing it looks pretty parabolic. Just the beginning of that curvature that we're expecting in long term. I will be doing a video on that long-term chart, which you probably haven't seen too often, unless, of course, you have been looking out for it. But I will cover that in another video. All right, so average stake length 5.83, and that's super good, folks. 5.83, longer is better. Of course, we've had some big stakes come out, so may influence that average as well with the shorter stakes coming out. So pretty cool. All right, so annual percentage yield rate, interest, and early in-stake penalties, 37.2. And of course, we're looking forward to, we like penalties if you're staked, relax and stake, as we say, or stake and relax, something like that. Liquidity pool, this is looking good, 138.7. And of course, that's up due to the price going down. But liquidity in the pool, just under 30 mil, and Ethereum 1083, so just down slightly from the day before. Value locked at 14.45 billion. Market cap 134.07 billion. Remember, this includes our traditional definition, including the Origin wallet, which actually does move Hex around, as we saw in Big Payday, for example. T-share market cap 49.85 billion. The T-shares 10,951,678, just down a tad at 674. It's just getting used to seeing this under 11 million. Interesting stuff there. All right, changing what's the total supply? 636.2 billion Hex, and minted inflation 21.3 million. That's people who got stakes mature and they've minted their Hex back, basically. Don't forget that when you do stake your Hex gets burnt or destroyed, and you get that back when you mint your stake at the maturity or early in stake. That's the other way of getting it, of course. Calculating supply Hex 574 billion. Remember, most of that's with the Origin wallet. And change in circulating supply, I should say, 103 million. And so that's another day where it's gone up there. So we can definitely see we're over a billion, about 1.1 billion come out in these last 4 days. And we were expecting that, remember, because of all the stakes that we keep seeing in the stake profile. And I think 2022, the stake profile is going to look very different. We'll still have some of those monthly, quarterly stakes from some of the big Hex OGs, but it's decreasing over time. And the share rate, once we get a few more big days towards the end of the year, that share rate will certainly climb as well. We definitely know it's going to be over 20,000 before the end of the year with some of the big stakes coming out. Stake supply, 62.2 billion staked, nice, and down 81 million. Of course, the rest of us who are staked are earning that sweet Hex per D share, and we know how much that is, right? That's all the way back here. That is, what's it, 5.78 today, times every T share you've got. Every T share you got, I love it. You can feel I'm excited about staking because I think that's the real genius behind this, is that staking and share rate. Nice. All right, so the stake percentage, like I say, 9.78, and the Hex payout to stakers 63,376,000 Nice. And the Hex Penalties, very small today. Oh my gosh, you can hardly see it. 73.419. What does that mean? People are keeping their commitments today, at least for today. They're keeping their commitments, so very low penalties there. Total holders 382,986, up 316. It's down a little bit on previously, but still anything over 300 in my view is a good day in the office. But anything over 0 is a good day, right? Because you're still growing. It's kind of the logic there. Current stakers 70,588, up 72, and total stakers 87,699, up 162. Current holders 268,077, 387. Now, obviously, we keep looking at these numbers because this is the virality kind of numbers that we're looking at. Staking, which is what Hex is designed for, a certificate deposit, and also the number of wallet holdings. Generally, growth is a good sign because you're always going to get a certain amount trying to hold liquid, and even Hex OGs or big stakers typically have at least a little bit of liquid, unless of course your full 555 hexcon. So pretty cool. All right, let's jump over this today's stats and let's jump to the share price. I've updated this chart a little bit, and I've removed my forecast except for the first part. That's actually been fairly on target. The general direction, I said it wasn't going to stick to it exactly. It would just be the general direction it has, but we haven't had the upgrade. The update about Pulsechain yet. So we're waiting for that. I'm going to talk about that towards the end of this video. So we're waiting for that, but so far so good. And we have a bit of a bounce back, and we're going to get some sort of bull flag here forming. In other words, another green candle up here on the next day, and we'll see how that forms here as well. And we don't want to go too far down, of course, then it breaks out, but we're going to get a nice green day, maybe another red day, and then up. We'll see what happens there. All right, so this is the short-term target. We already hit that, of course, at 24 cents, and a blitz past it on some days. We're up as high as 28.77 cents on the 13th of November. And of course, we've got our long-term support line, this dashed line. Of course, that is the bottom of all the other parabolic rises. And so that's holding up and nice. We don't really want to break that. This is on the linear scale, so on the log scale. We also have our own support line, and we don't want to break that either. So they're a bit different, quite different actually. So just take that into account. It's just on the linear scale. Short-term support battle line is what I call it, a battle line. How about that? And that's the 18 cents. So even if we were to break down here, we really want to hold that 18 cents. And of course, we would like to hold this other line, bullish support line, this green line here. It's kind of more of a local support line, and based on the last two bottoms of the price, as it were. And of course, we can hold up here, that's even more bullish. And of course, here's the short-term bullish breakout line. We want to break that purple line, and then we can start attacking this previous all-time high at 51 cents or so. So pretty cool. That's a bit of an update there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And of course, I will be doing my weekly video. I think that's in a couple of days' time, so we'll do that one. All right, so here he is. Let's go to the Hex Charts and wait for that to populate. What have we got here? I think we've got a bit of a switchback here. 10, 4, 3, 3, 14.5, so sort of 85.5% still in the USDC there, and so it's a bit of a shift back, just a little bit of shift back to USDC. We've got the current Hex price at 22.66 here, and the T-share 4417 US dollars, and we can see that we had a bit of a pullback here, and it comes back up, and we might see this start to rise again. So it might be one of these little ones like this before we start going up. It's not always just going to be up, and up. It is up and to the right, but not in an even way. This is pretty much described. So that's the T-share rate there, and like I say, the cheaper you can get T-shares, the better, right? You get more T-shares. The longer you stake, you get more T-shares. That's pretty much it with that effective bonus. Nice. All right, so here is the price, of course, going in tandem. And of course, the other major factor behind the T-share rate is the share price. And it's part of the genius of Hex. And we can see that curve up there happening. But it's a whole curve here. I think this whole curve is happening here. And we'll see how that formation looks in maybe in a week or two time. But we could just be getting another one of these nodules. Goes up like that flat, but this slick seems a bit steeper here, so it's interesting gradient there. T-share payout are going pretty solid, and our adoption is up and to the right, but it has eased off a little bit, but we're still growing quite strongly, as I showed you in the snapshot 300, 600 a day kind of thing on the wallets in any case. Want to get the staking up, of course, and of course the Ethereum price has been a bit harder for the retail side, so those numbers do get dampened down. But if you can definitely get bigger wallets, and the wallets can offset that, right, in the volume. So that's the thing. And there's a lot of people hanging on the sideline, a lot of people waiting for Pulsechain and so forth. So I did check out Jeff Kadakis' video on Randy Halasky's, and that was a pretty good one. And check it out where Jeff Kadakis, admitted he was wrong about Hex, but is going full FOMO with TrustSwap onto Pulsechain. And they're going to be doing lots of stuff there with Pulsechain adoption, so that's pretty cool. And TrustSwap's been fairly successful with their launch pads and their locking service, so that's been pretty good. All right, let's jump over to the overview here of the stakes coming over the next 4 months. We've still got a couple of days, this day here coming up on the 21st. Otherwise, we've got sort of a softer days until then. I mean, there's still decent candles, 278 million there and stuff like that. But this is the big candle here, 456. And then we've got one towards then we got on the 1st and 2nd of December, we've got 792, 463, and then we've also got 671 coming out on the 17th of December, and then finally the 1st of January. Now these will get split up, and some of them will roll forward into in future months, but others might get staked out longer, 6 monthly, a yearly, because we're seeing a combination of these coming out with different time frames, monthly, quarterly, 6 monthly. So we'll be watching out for it. Pretty cool. But by the time we get to this last candle at the current snapshot, of course, we've got 618,000 T-shares coming. Now we know we've just got just under 11 million, so you can do your math there. That's what, about 5%, something like that. Let me just get the calculator out there. We're going to do 618 and divided by, let's just do easy 11 million, even though it's not quite that. Yeah, 5.6%. That was not too bad with the quick maths there. All right, so let's jump over to the whale bot and see what's actually been happening behind those numbers. So we get a little bit of insight into these big numbers from the whale bot. So we got 1.7 million Hex just bought for $435 in swap. That was uni, so that's not to do with the staking, but this is a staking one. 546,000 staked for 5,515 days. And it's funny how a lot of these whales do the days shorter than 555. They do it quite shortly. And obviously they're probably trying to pick something in the long-term staking, global staking rates. But they got 337 T-shares. Congratulations to them. Nice. And another one here, staked for 5,555 days, 200. This is 20 hours, 21 hours ago. So nice. And different wallets too. So that's pretty cool. 200 T-shares to them. Well done. That's what it's designed. That's what Hex is all about. And 1.2 million Hex just bought for 308,000. So pretty good. Some big stakes, some nice big buys there. We did have this one big buy 11 hours ago, almost 2 million Hex sold on a Uniswap there. What else we got going? This is an example of one of the stakes coming out, 316 days. So this is a relatively long one. Hex OG from the looks of it, and 12.7 million. And you can see that that's coming out of these candles. So that was a long one, though. So 316 days, that's a pretty good stake. And let's see what else we got here. 1.6 million sold. And that was sold 23 minutes ago. So it just happened. Oh my gosh, what they're selling just now, just trying to ruin the chart for us. And 1.4 million just sold on V3.10. So they kind of make the self-fulfilling idea that to drive the price down a little bit. So those just did that now, and that's just impacted the price candle there. We just saw that 11:25 minutes ago, and that's pretty much it from the whale bot. So we're actually holding up until some accounts decide to sell out there. A quick update on Pulsechain. No, Pulsechain 2.0 has not gone live yet. So we'll wait for that. I'm going to do a video on Pulsechain explained, so you'll see that video coming out later today. So you can look forward to that. And of course, we are waiting. This is the timeline for Pulsechain, and of course, here we are on the current day. So if it launches today, we've got all this time frame until the 2nd birthday. But our tweet, our little tweet here, possibly a Easter egg, as it were, a birth time, and that would be this date here, the 18th. So we're the 16th now. That's only 2 days away. And also we're waiting for a Richard live stream. So that was expected too. So hopefully we'll get one in the next wee while as well. And when I say that, probably hopefully today it would be nice, or tomorrow. That would definitely be a cool to see Richard talk about that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one, folks. Feel free to subscribe, like, and definitely share this video. Hit the bell, of course, for future videos, and I've got at least 1 or 2 videos coming out today, and they should be pretty cool to watch on the Pulsechain as well. All right, catch you later, and bye for now.